Football fans, brace yourselves. Aaron Rodgers has signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers. In a move that sent shockwaves through the NFL, one of the league's most iconic quarterbacks is now donning the black and gold. This isn't just another free agency signing. This is a moment that will be talked about for years to come, a true game changer for the franchise and its passionate fan base. Yes, you heard that right. The rumors, the speculation, the wild offseason chatter, it's all real. Rodgers is officially a Steeler, and the football world is still trying to process what this means for the upcoming season. The black and gold faithful, searching for a true successor since Ben Roethlisberger, now have a future Hall of Famer under center. For years, fans have wondered who would fill the massive shoes left by Big Ben, and now, with Rodgers, the answer is as bold as it gets. The energy in Pittsburgh is electric, with fans dreaming of playoff runs and Super Bowl glory once again. Announced on June 6, 2025, this one-year, $10 million deal is a seismic shift for the franchise and the AFC North. The news dominated headlines, with analysts and fans alike debating what this means for the balance of power in the division. The AFC North, already one of the toughest divisions in football, just got even more competitive. Rodgers, turning 42 this season, gets a shot at redemption and a chance to prove he still has elite magic. After a career filled with MVPs, playoff heroics, and unforgettable moments, he's hungry to show the world he's still got it. This is more than just a comeback, it's a statement both for Rodgers and for the Steelers organization. He'll step in as the starter, joining the team for minicamp next week. Imagine the buzz in Pittsburgh. The city is alive with anticipation as fans line up outside the training facility just to catch a glimpse of their new quarterback. Local businesses are already selling Rodgers jerseys, and the excitement is palpable everywhere you go. This instantly elevates the Steelers' status in a loaded AFC, adding Rodgers to a gauntlet of star quarterbacks. With names like Mahomes, Burrow, and Allen in the mix, the conference is stacked, but Rodgers brings a level of experience and poise that could tip the scales in Pittsburgh's favor. It's a bold, win-now move by the Steelers, signaling they believe they're a quarterback away from true contention. The front office is all in, the coaching staff is energized, and the players are ready to rally behind their new leader. This is a franchise that's not content to rebuild. They're aiming for the top. All eyes are now on Pittsburgh. Will this be a home run or a strikeout? The stakes couldn't be higher, and the entire football world will be watching every snap, every throw, and every moment of this new era. One thing's for sure, the 2025 NFL season just got a whole lot more interesting. To truly grasp the weight of Aaron Rodgers joining the Steelers, you have to rewind and appreciate the full arc of his remarkable journey, a journey that's been defined by both dazzling highs and gut-wrenching lows. Rodgers' story is one of resilience, reinvention, and relentless pursuit of greatness. From the moment he stepped onto the field in Green Bay, he was more than just a quarterback. He was a symbol of hope for a storied franchise. He defined an era in Green Bay, Super Bowl champion, four-time MVP, and the face of the franchise for over a decade. Rodgers' arm talent, football IQ, and clutch performances made him a legend in Wisconsin and a nightmare for opposing defenses. He engineered countless comebacks, orchestrating last-minute drives that left fans breathless and opponents stunned. His ability to turn broken plays into magic became his signature. But as the years wore on, the toll of the game became evident. His final season in Green Bay was marked by frustration, inconsistency, and a sharp decline in both team success and personal performance. Seeking a fresh start, Rodgers made the high-profile move to the New York Jets in 2023. Hopes were sky-high, but fate had other plans. Just 4 snaps into his debut, disaster struck, an Achilles tear that sent shockwaves through the league and left Jets fans heartbroken. Refusing to let injury define his legacy, Rodgers mounted a determined comeback in 2024. He threw for nearly 3,900 yards and 29 touchdowns, showing flashes of the brilliance that made him a household name. Yet, the consistency that once set him apart was missing. His QBR lagged, and the Jets struggled to find their rhythm, often falling short in crucial moments. There were still moments of vintage Rodgers, jaw-dropping throws, improbable escapes, and the unmistakable swagger, but they were too few to change the team's fortunes. Ultimately, the Jets underperformed, missing the playoffs and forcing a difficult decision. In March 2025, Rodgers was released, ending a brief and turbulent chapter in New York. Now, Rodgers arrives in Pittsburgh, older, battle-worn, and carrying the scars of both triumph and disappointment. But beneath the surface, there's a fire that refuses to be extinguished, and a hunger to prove that he still belongs among the game's elite. The magic may be dimmed, the arm a little less electric, but the competitive spirit that fueled his rise remains undiminished. Rodgers knows this could be his final act, and he's determined to make it count. Every throw in practice, every rep in the weight room, every film session, Rodgers is all in, chasing one last shot at glory. The hunger for one more run, one more chance to silence the doubters, burns brighter than ever. For Rodgers, this is more than just another season. It's a shot at redemption, a chance to write the ending on his own terms and to inspire a new generation of Steelers fans. For the Steelers, it's an opportunity to capture lightning in a bottle, to harness the experience and leadership of a future Hall of Famer, and to chase another championship. The stakes couldn't be higher. In Pittsburgh, the stage is set for one of the most compelling chapters in NFL history, and all eyes are on Aaron Rodgers. The Steelers' search for a true Roethlisberger successor has been frustrating. Veterans, rookies, and trades, but no answer. Russell Wilson and Justin Fields flashed potential last season, but neither solidified the job. The 2025 draft brought developmental backup Will Howard, signaling the team wanted a proven starter now. When Rodgers became available at a bargain price, Pittsburgh pounced. For GM Omar Khan and coach Mike Tomlin, it's a calculated gamble. Rodgers' ceiling is worth the risk. If he can recapture even a fraction of his MVP form, he's a massive upgrade. The Steelers are betting big on Rodgers' experience and drive to win now. Rodgers' fit with new OC Arthur Smith is a fascinating subplot. Smith's offense leans on play action from under center, a style Rodgers thrived in during his Green Bay peak. But Smith uses little pre-snap motion, while Rodgers excelled with it under Matt LaFleur. Building chemistry with new WR1 DK Metcalf, acquired from Seattle, will be crucial, especially after trading away George Pickens. Pat Freiermuth remains a reliable tight end, but the receiving core is thinner. Rodgers demands precision. Metcalf's raw talent must mesh with that standard quickly. The offensive line, now without Dan Moore Jr., must protect their aging QB for this experiment to work. Success hinges on Rodgers and Smith finding common ground, and fast. While Rodgers grabs headlines, the Steelers' defense remains their backbone. Ranked 10th in EPA per play last year, this unit keeps games close and creates opportunities. TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith form a fearsome pass-rushing duo, with Cameron Hayward and Nick Herbig adding depth. Minkah Fitzpatrick anchors a talented secondary, joined by Joey Porter Jr. and Darius Slay Jr. This defense is built to pressure QBs and force turnovers, music to Rodgers' ears. The Steelers don't need Rodgers to carry the team, just elevate the offense. If the offense finds consistency, Pittsburgh becomes a true contender. Coach Tomlin's defensive acumen ensures this unit will be ready to support their new QB. Rodgers' arrival in Pittsburgh has electrified the city, igniting hope among Steelers fans who have longed for a superstar quarterback to lead them back to glory. The energy is palpable, but beneath the surface, there are significant questions that can't be ignored. At 42 years old, Rodgers is not just one of the oldest active players in the NFL. He's also coming off a devastating Achilles injury that ended his last season almost before it began. The physical toll of a long career is undeniable, and every snap he takes will be watched closely for any sign of lingering effects or new setbacks. Protecting Rodgers is now the top priority. The offensive line struggled with pass protection last year, and the departure of Dan Moore Jr. only adds to the uncertainty. If the line can't keep Rodgers upright, the entire season could unravel before it even gets started. Beyond the physical challenges, Rodgers faces the daunting task of building chemistry with a new cast of playmakers. He'll need to quickly develop a connection with DK Metcalf, Pat Freiermuth, and adapt to Arthur Smith's offensive system, a system that demands quick reads and precise timing. Rodgers is known for his high standards and meticulous attention to detail. Earning the trust of his new teammates and getting everyone on the same page will be crucial if the Steelers hope to unlock the full potential of their offense. Integrating a future Hall of Famer and a big personality into the locker room is no small feat. Head coach Mike Tomlin's leadership will be tested as he balances Rodgers' influence with the established culture in Pittsburgh. The expectations are sky high. In Pittsburgh, anything less than a Super Bowl run is seen as falling short. The city, the fans, and the media are all hungry for a return to championship form. If the team stumbles out of the gate, criticism will be swift and unforgiving. Every mistake will be magnified, and the margin for error is razor thin. The potential payoff is enormous, a chance to cement Rodgers' legacy and bring another Lombardi trophy to Pittsburgh. But the risks are just as significant, with so much riding on every play. This is a high-wire act, with the entire football world watching to see if Rodgers and the Steelers can rise to the occasion, or if the weight of age, injuries, and expectations will prove too much to overcome. Rodgers' signing has split the football world. Some see genius, others see a desperate gamble. Optimists point to his arm, intelligence, and championship pedigree, dreaming of deep playoff runs and highlight reel throws to Metcalf. ESPN's Stephen A. Smith called Rodgers the bad man the Steelers needed, fueling fan excitement. Skeptics cite his declining QBR, age, and injury history, questioning if his best days are gone. The fit with Arthur Smith's offense is another concern, as is the pressure to deliver immediately. Rodgers' personality and the short-term nature of the deal add to the uncertainty. It's a high-stakes, short-window play. Success or disappointment will come quickly. In Pittsburgh, Rodgers' arrival sparks both wild hope and anxious caution. Fans dream of a dynamic offense and another Super Bowl parade, remembering the glory days of Bradshaw and Roethlisberger. Rodgers represents hope for explosive plays and a return to the NFL's elite. But fans are savvy. They know the risks, age, injury, and the challenge of building chemistry. The city is buzzing, but also bracing for possible disappointment if things go south. Every throw, every decision will be scrutinized. The media spotlight will be relentless. If Rodgers delivers, the city will erupt. If not, the critics will be loud. Pittsburgh is holding its breath, ready for triumph or heartbreak. So, what's the verdict on Rodgers as a Steeler? It's a massive gamble, but one that makes the NFL so compelling. The Steelers are swinging for a championship, not just respectability, and Rodgers gives them a real shot. If he stays healthy and rediscovers his magic, the defense is ready, Tomlin can handle big personalities, and the $10 million deal is a low-risk, high-reward play. But the ifs are huge age, injury, system fit, and chemistry all loom large. There's a real chance this ends in frustration, but also a path to a deep playoff run. For 2025, Rodgers gives Pittsburgh a fighting chance to make serious noise. It's not a long-term fix, but it's a bold, calculated risk. The ceiling is high, the floor is low. Buckle up, Steelers fans. This season will be unforgettable.